communicating the unbelievable truth. A useful study of a genius communicator. Ethan Siegel is a genius communicator of the unbelievable. Let's take a computational cognitive neuroscience approach to Ethan's genius, and how you might improve upon his genius yourself from exactly one of his many brilliant articles. To appreciate this analysis, it really is important to read his article. But before you do that, this is what my analysis will do. Understand, he sees as his understanding task a single or small number of metaphorical predications or statements of truth and lies. See how and why he uses the familiar to explain the impossibly scary truth. See how he fails despite his most brilliant success. See how the reader might help him succeed by a frequently asked questions that mixes up Ethan's metaphors even further. So if the sun were a grain of sand, you can appreciate the ginormous, scary size of the observable universe. The grain of sand metaphor explains how the universe is both more full than you ever imagined and more utterly empty than you ever imagined. The big mixed metaphor, the universe is just a very, very stretched out version of the Earth you know so well. Here are the fallacious predications he asserts are worth thinking of as factually true. Think of the universe as if everything you can see using the tools of modern astronomy, every sun, is the size of a grain of sand. Comprehend that this means that the real truth is that the universe is incredibly full of such grains of sand. Comprehend this means the truth is that the universe is incredibly empty of such grains of sand. Did it work? Do you now understand how vast but incredibly simple the universe is? Almost. What are some FAQs that might help more if you understand how the brain just feeds on mixing metaphors of fallacies that further feed the scary reality you already know? Now, employing this context, read his article or look at it again. Ask Ethan, what if the sun were a grain of sand? The cosmic scales governing the universe are almost unbelievably large. What if we shrunk the sun down to be just a medium.com? Yup, in his effort, he threw in beaches to further his metaphorical explanation in the hopes true reality would sink in. But computational cognitive neuroscience predicts you should feel free to mix up as many other metaphors relying on Ethan's factual, if metaphorical, base. Frequently asked questions. 1. Would the math help us appreciate his point? And, yes, the math is just another metaphor, but one that metaphorically derives truths from its system of necessary and sufficient consequences of the truth we can observe. For one, the major one, the universe is really big, and the sand is spread really thin. And yes, the math is just another imperfect metaphor too. Physicists should get over the fallacy that math is not an imaginative fallacy. Frequently asked questions too. Well, do the grains of sand truthfully move each other at such distances? Ans, yup. Gravity has long reach. It moves the sand grains delayed by the speed of light. This means gravity just plain does not age as one grain. Millions of miles from other grains are moved by their mutual delayed gravitational attraction. So while the gravitational delay takes time for us, the grains do not know the time taken by the gravitational force to happen. We just know the truth of where each grain of sand is in the universe at any time for itself, and for you, who sees the speck of light in your telescope. Frequently asked questions 3. Well, since the grains of sand shine with their own light being suns, why isn't the night sky just one bright light? Ans, because the grains of sand are so sparsely spread out, there is vastly more darkness than light. Yet the light, like gravity, is delayed by your time, and it does not age through space either. Our special grain of sand has gravity that moves it quickly at great distances as if it has always moved locally when you are looking at it. Our special grain of sand has light that can be seen by us at great distances as if it is right there with us locally as an incredibly small speck in an otherwise dark sky. Consequently, we can metaphorically see all the beaches and grains of sand in the universe at one time. Even if our brains can only be conscious of one governing predication at a time. Consciousness figured out. It's confirming you are doing something. Medium.com, not a slave to truth, what grand sight our metaphoric brains have. It is not insight for nothing. It is what our 100 billion neurons with trillions of connections between our very tiny ears do for their living.